All right, man. Culture talk. Hey, how y'all doing, man? Hope everybody's good. Hope everybody's great. Um, it seems like it's a little dark in here. All right, she's seems like it's a little dark in here, but it looked good though. It looked good. It looked good. All right, man. So today's episode, I want to talk about this, this Epstein thing, man. I know I shouldn't be talking about it. Scratch my leg and bleeding. Um, but I want to talk about it, man. And we're gonna discuss this, man, because there's a lot of things I want to say about this, and I think that it needs to be heard. So before we get into that, I got to get a legendary spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones at. Just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App, no more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gem. 1,300 subscribers, over 13, 14, 15, 16, 17,000, 18,000. And yes, I am the king of the north. Let me know what kingdom you are from, and let me fix the crown. There we go. All right. So look, man, we're going to get into this, man. And yeah, got a lot to say. Okay, man. This comes courtesy of Asmongold Clips. All right, and yeah, he's talking about this whole thing, and I'm going to speak on how I feel about it. And let's go.
One day, I take one day off and all this shit happens. If there are no clients, why am I in jail? Does she not know any of this?
That's a fact. If y'all saying that there's no clients, he didn't blackmail nobody, what is the point of this chick Ghislaine Maxwell being in prison then? Why is she still in jail? Like, I don't understand this. This whole case was built off of he was blackmailing people. He was doing all these things. All these politicians was going to this Epstein Island, this pedo island, doing all of these different things, whether it was politician or powerful people or whatever, movie stars, musicians, whatever. And all of a sudden now, the DOJ comes out and says that there's nobody, there's no client list. Like, I mean, if you're gonna piss on me, right, please don't tell me that it's raining, because that's what it sounds like to me.
Like, how does this happen? Like, why isn't that she's not called up to explain and talk about this? Implicate people, to talk about evidence, to make a statement about this, to do anything. I mean, if there were no clients, then why is she even in jail? If she went to jail and all this stuff happened and Epstein was this weird trafficker, you're telling me nobody knows anything about this? Nobody's gonna go to jail?
DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein.
Yep.
I don't understand that. The whole point of y'all locking her up because she said she had a little black book with all of these people in the book. That was the point of y'all locking her up, saying that she was the co-conspirator. She was the one that was helping this guy do these nefarious things to these minors, and she's in prison. Now you're saying that there's no client, there is nothing. So why is she still locked up? She should have been let go immediately. If this is the case, what is the point of her being still locked up if you're telling me that there's no clients? Like, I don't get that. I don't get it.
Was this weird trafficker. You're telling me nobody knows anything about this? Nobody's gonna go to jail?
DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
So it
Man, listen, man, let me tell you something, bro. I never liked Pam Bondi anyway. I don't know why he put her in that position. I never liked her for that position. I'll be honest with you too. I kind of did like Cash Patel in a way, but he's a fraud too. He's a fraud too. Him and Dan Bongino, they're both frauds. They're all frauds, all of them. If you're telling me that listen, Cash Patel was going on all of these different podcasts talking about how yeah, we're gonna release it, and we're gonna do this with the list. And I don't know why everybody's dragging their feet. No, I'm gonna expose it. He was saying all of this. And what happened? He did nothing. He came out and said that this man didn't delete himself. He said he deleted himself. He came out and said that. When he knows that everybody knows that that's not what happened, man. Come on, man. Come on. I don't think that Pam Bondi is the right person for the job. She's a pretty woman, but that's about it. She's not right for the job, in my opinion. Same thing with Kash Patel. He's the head of the FBI. Yes, okay, cool. And he's doing this thing. But at the same time, bro, come on, bro. Like, y'all blatantly lying. This is a blatant lie. And when Elon said what he said about Trump, and said that the reason why the list ain't come out because Trump's on the list, and now this comes out, this gonna make people believe that you were on the list. This is what this gonna make people believe, that you were on the list. Now, do I think he was on the list? No. And the reason why I don't think he's on the list, because it's too obvious. That's number one. Number two, he said he never been to the island. He said he never been there. Doesn't mean that people could lie, whatever. But I don't think he would openly say that he never been there, because I believe that if he was at that island, that would have been all over everything by now. So I don't believe. And I learned a little thing or two about Trump and Epstein. Once Trump found out that Epstein was doing what he was doing, he actually cut him off. And on top of that, he actually tried to get him prosecuted too. So a lot of y'all probably don't know that, but look it up. Now, Trump was one of the first people to push for him to be prosecuted. And a lot of people didn't want that. He was probably the only one that came out after he found out, because something happened with one of his nieces or something like that at one of his, and they told that this guy was trying to talk to somebody, do something or whatever he was doing. And then Trump didn't like that. So he stopped being friends with him. But still in all, people don't do no research. They don't want to look that up. They just basically going to say, yeah, you were a part of it because you got the list blocked. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it going.
Wasn't the files. She was explicitly asked about a list, and she said, it's sitting on my desk.
The White House says she didn't really mean that the list itself was on her desk.
She was saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to.
This is cap. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Absolutely not. That's cap. Like, come on. Why are you lying? Why are you lying? You know what I mean? Like, the press secretary is out here lying, bro. That's a blatant lie. She's lying for Pam. Like, I don't understand it. Just be honest. Like, yo, it's better to just say, I don't know. Oh, she was talking about all of everything. She wasn't talking about a client list. Like, come on, man. Cut it out.
Who the fuck believes this shit? What are we doing? Like, it's some...
The paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to.
Who the fuck believes this shit? What are we doing? Like, it's semantics, yeah.
The Justice Department helped their case. They released this video. Let's show it. It shows no one entered the area surrounding Epstein's cell in the hours before he died. But there's something significant about this videotape.
There's a minute missing.
There is about a minute missing the night.
I'll be honest with y'all. We know what happened. And if this happened to this man, we know he was a creep. Everybody knows he was a creep. But if you're lying about it, eventually this is going to come up. Because you covering something up like this doesn't mean that everything's deleted or gone. Trust me, the next administration, if it is an administration who wants the truth, it's going to come out. The same thing y'all did with what y'all did with Dr. King, same thing y'all did with JFK, all of this stuff. It's just a fake out to get you to believe that they're going to do something and don't do it. It's high level manipulation. That's what this is. You're manipulating people to believe that you're going to do something. And then when you get in a position, you don't do it. Now, I'm going to give y'all the reason why they probably didn't do this. And a lot of people might disagree with this, but a lot of people might say, okay, I understand. But I'm going to give y'all the reason why.
That Epstein was apparently killed.
There was also no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions. We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged parties.
So you have
Get the fuck, bro. You can't be serious, bro. Y'all can't be serious. Like, come on, bro. You cannot be serious. So all of those people who alleged everything, you're telling me that those people are lying? What happened to believe all women? All of those women that said they were trafficked, all of those women said that these things happened to them. All of a sudden now, there's no evidence to say he was blackmailing someone? What? This is so if that's the case, then why would he kill himself? Why? What was the point? I don't understand it. This is
tens of thousands of videos, but you can't identify a single person in those videos? None of them. It's supposedly CP. Do you really think that nobody has ever looked at that stuff to find out and figure out who the fuck does this? There are
This is how you know that the government, current, past, whatever you want to call it. It's how you know they play a lot of trickery with you, bro. They act as if they're so advanced when it comes to certain things, right? They got facial recognition for everything. Everything. They got facial recognition. You go to the airports in other countries, they literally can recognize who you are. You look in the camera and they know who you are. They don't even have to ask you for your passport. They know exactly who you are. So there's fake facial recognition, even without your consent, there's fake facial recognition. You're telling me that people who are much more prominent and popular and more publicly known than an average person, you couldn't tell who it was on a video? Bro, cut it out. Y'all gotta stop this, bro. Like, y'all really gotta stop this. Y'all gotta stop this, bro. Like, come on, man.
absolutely investigative units that go through stuff like that as a necessary action in order to find the people that did it. Why isn't it happening? If Epstein had only known that there were no evidence, no list, and no further prosecutions, he would have not had to suicide himself. Yes, exactly. That's a good point. Why would he kill himself if he knew all the evidence was destroyed?
Exactly. I just said that. Exactly. Why would he do that? I don't understand it. What's the point of that? If he already knew that everything was going to be destroyed anyway, what was the point? I don't get it.
Oh, fuck. Is this the missing video? I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Welcome.
Oh, that was great. Oh, that was good. Yo, you didn't see. If y'all didn't know who that was Hillary Clinton. Yeah, say she wasn't there. And did some things to. That was good. That was a good one. I like that. That was a good one. Anyway, man, look. Here's the thing, right? So there's a couple of different reasons why this happened. First of all, you have to understand, right? And I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second. 9 times out of 10, the reason why they did this cover up or they didn't want to put this out because it's so many prominent names on there. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that civilization would collapse. It's not going to happen. But you have to understand, it will do, and I know this sounds kind of crazy, but I'm going to say it. It's going to do more harm than good than if you was to actually release that list. There's people probably on that list that are in certain positions, in certain areas, and certain things that would disrupt the way of normal life as we know it. Because if all of these people are considered pedos or whatever you want to call them, you have to realize that they are going to do whatever it takes to keep the democracy that we have in place keep going, right? Now, some people may say, well, that's wrong. And I'm gonna explain, I'm gonna give the other side of that too. But this is the thing, right? What would you rather have? Would you rather have chaos, collapse, stock markets crashing, people crashing out, things happening, losing deals, losing marketing, all of these things happening when you release something like that, right? Would you rather have that? Or would you rather have it not being known and behind the scenes they get dealt with in a way? Now you have to ask yourself. Now for me, some people do not care. They want the truth regardless if the world burns. So you have to ask yourself, are you okay with putting something out like that, doing more harm than good? Because what happens if you do put something like that and it takes you 30 years to recover from that? And some people will say, well, we don't care. I don't care if it has to be exposed, that it be exposed. But you're not thinking about the ramifications of all of these people's lives that are affected that had nothing to do with that. That's why a lot of people don't care. Now, for me, I'm always for the truth. I'm always for the truth. But there are other ways you can go about getting to the truth. This is what they're telling you, that it's a cover up. And it is a cover up because they're saying that that there was nothing found. But truth be told, when it comes to politics and how politicians are ran, they do certain things to get rid of certain things. And if they know, they know. But once you come out and say that there's nobody on this client list, he didn't do none of this, and you basically absolve everybody of all the crimes that they ever did, it's not a good look. Because now the people that either voted you in or the people that are trusting you ain't going to trust you now. Because now what you're saying is, because the way this works is we have like a 7-day cycle, right? After 7 days, something else happens. We forget about it, right? This is just going to be something like, I don't think that, well, then again, you never know how big this could have been. This could be this big, but could have been bigger than the JFK files. It definitely could have been. So I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if it's actually that. But when you do a cover up like that, years down the line, maybe 20 years from now, 30 years from now, somebody's going to reveal it. They're going to reopen this because that's what it is. They're going to reopen it and say, oh, and them people probably be dead, long gone. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people probably be gone. But I want y'all to understand something. Politicians are like families that don't get along with each other, but they will protect their own. Trust me. Some of them, not all of them, but the most important ones are always protected because they live off the model of favors. I did this for you. Now I need you to do this for me. And I need you to tell them to do this for them. And I need you, that's what they do. So you got to understand, although we want the truth, we do. The ramifications of it, we might not want. And some people don't care. They would live in that. They don't care. But you have to ask yourself, is it going to be more harm than good to get to the truth? Sometimes you got to go through war to get to the truth. I mean, it is what it is. But they know who these people are. Are they going to do something about it? Maybe not. Maybe they will. Who knows? But it's certain things that will be affected, and it'll be a lot of innocent people losing everything because of something like this. So it's a very tricky situation. And like I said, I'm always for the truth, but a lot of us normies don't understand how this works. We look at it from the point of view of, let's just tell it all, let's burn it all down. But burning it all down in America doesn't work. You can burn something down. You know how long it takes for us to rebuild something. So if you want to burn the system down and all the progress that we have made for a few people that should have been outed a long time ago and they didn't, I don't think it's a good idea to do it that way. I think it's a good idea to actually do something else or get them back in another way, but not destroying society, fabric of society. You know what I'm saying? So, but either way, thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. I'm out of here. Peace. Bye.